Hello, hello. Let's keep going.
Hey, Allie!
Salutations, Ramona.
What can I do for you all?
Ahem. Oh, this is my friend, Chad.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
We were hoping you might be able to give us your assistance, Ms. Rogers.
We want to make a trade for that magical Commander Yukino poster over there. It's necessary for us to get some pretty important information.
No way! Not happening. Nuh-uh. Yukino is off limits.
Wow. This is literally a matter of life and death, Ramona.
How does life and death depend on a nerdy poster?
It's kind of hard to explain.
Look, I don't even care. That poster was signed by Takeko herself. It's one of a kind, and I'm not giving it up.
I'd rather not drag you any further into this than necessary, but I promise that we're not overstating it. This is a dire situation, and people have already died.
Jeez. Look, whatever you're doing sounds sketch as hell. I and Magical Commander Yukino herself want no part in it. I don't even see how the poster can help.
Man, you nerds sure do love your cheap crap from the net.
Cheap crap! I'll have you know that poster is worth hundreds of credits. Maybe more. Takeko passed away years ago, so there aren't any more of them getting signed.
No.
It's special.
This is gonna be rough. Maybe I should have gone and grabbed some cash from
Sure it is.
Melody. I don't know if she'll give me more cash though.
He doesn't get it. He's not in the fandom.
Thankfully.
We can get you another. It'll take a few days.
It's not just a poster.
Oh no. I
It
think
was
we
a
have
gift
to,
from someone.
we have to steal it.
Someone I care about, okay? Besides, you can't get another one. Takeko passed away a few years ago.
Perhaps there's something else that would make a suitable trade?
You aren't hearing me, are you? It has sentimental value. You can't replace that. Look, you'll just have to order something off the mesh, because you can't have this one.
Oh, we don't have time. This lead will dry up by then.
Just explain
Keep
everything.
me out of this.
Man, this is not gonna. This isn't a joke, Ramona.
Okay, enough. How about this for a trade? I have an original keyframe cell from Pretty Champion Sailor Sirius, signed by Takeko at home.
Whoa! You have a signed Sailor Sirius cell? That's super rare!
Wow.
They stopped doing keyframes by hand right around the time of her death.
Keyframes.
You can't be serious, Ollie. You have that thing framed on your wall. And you wouldn't shut up about it for a week after you got it.
Oh man, Ollie.
This is important, Chad. You can't say you wouldn't do the same thing if someone had your dad. Think about Turing. I can't ask Ramona to give up something important to her if I'm not willing to do the same.
Oliver, you're a good guy.
Maybe.
Look, okay, I don't know what's going on, but you can't give me that cell for the poster.
But we need.
Yeah, you'll get the poster. Whatever you're doing, it must be really important if you'd be willing to give that up.
Wow.
Do you have something more equal to trade, Ollie?
A couple of things, maybe.
We'll talk about it then. Maybe you can find me another one too. Go ahead and take the poster.
Thanks, Ramona. Appreciate it. Hey, Golden Cheeseburger. Welcome. How's it going?
Thank you, Ramona.
Yes! I can't tell you how much it means to us, Ms. Rogers.
Sure. And, you think I could see that cell sometime, Ollie?
Of course! I'll bring it over when we talk about the trade.
So cool.
Oh, I hope they hit it off. They seem to get along really nice. You doing good? That's good to hear, Golden Cheeseburger. Yeah, I'm trying to finish this. I don't know if I can finish this today, but I feel I'm getting there. Getting there. She got anything else to say?
Is there something I can help you with? Kinda busy.
Oh yeah, you did you watch the Ghost of Tsushima? What was it? Was it a State of Play thing for PlayStation? Was it? I only saw bits of it. Oh, didn't they? Oh. Maybe Legion's not coming out. I didn't see the financial call. Was it something that Joe Raptor did recently? I wasn't aware about the financial call. So that's possible that Watch Dogs Legion might not come out to next year. They could just be focusing purely on AC for this year. Dang, one game from Ubisoft, eh? Did they say anything else?
I don't like the way she was flirting with you, Ollie.
Is Chad jealous?
What are you talking about?
I know flirting when I see it, and I'm saying I don't like it. Not one bit.
Leave him alone, dude.
We just talk about old anime sometimes, Chad. Neither of us are interested in the other.
Sure.
Well, we have the poster now. What's next?
Go ahead and call this number, Turing. He'll want to set up the drop with you, now that I've introduced you to him.
No mention of Legion. One big title delayed, but very unlikely more than one will be delayed. Interesting. So it's possible they'll only be releasing 2 games at the end of the year then. AC and I doubt that it's going to be Far Cry. So what would it be? I can't imagine them releasing Legion at the end of the year. Far Cry will be a 2021 title. Maybe it's one of their smaller games, right? What was it? They had that skating one. What's it called? It's a skating game, like a indoor skating. It's like a... Maybe it could be that one. Or I don't think it's Gods and Monsters. You reckon? But Far Cry is usually released at the beginning of the year. Unless they meant it will be mid-year, mid-21 when Far Cry comes out. Roller Champions, that's probably it. There's something else.
Sure. Change the subject.
I'll call him right now then. It's ringing.
You the ones looking for some papers?
Yes, we're looking for some papers.
We are, and we have the requested payment with us.
Good. We're gonna do this real professional-like. You know Stardust?
I do.
Head there. Leave the poster behind the Megaphobator arcade cabinet, and get out. Come back 10 minutes later, and your stuff will be behind the machine.
I understand.
Good. I'll be waiting.
Well, that was very mysterious.
Yeah, that's how this guy is. I don't even know his name, and I've been getting things from him for a few years now.
So
Who
sketchy.
cares? Let him play Spy Master if he wants.
Spy Master.
Let's hurry up to Stardust and get this over with. I've wasted enough of my day with this crap.
Alright. One of their biggest franchise. I wonder what that could be then. It's gotta be. It's gotta be Legion that's delayed. What else? What other big franchises do they have? They've only got AC, and even Watch Dogs is not. You know, it's still fairly newish in terms of their franchises, right? They've got Far Cry, and that's a big one. What else? What else do they have? They don't really do sports game like EA. Am I missing something? I've forgotten what games they have. Yeah, I don't know what it would be. Biggest franchise. Oh, we need to get the cash. Oops.
Go inside to make the drop. We'll wait out here.
They call Gods and Monsters AAA. Oh, that's interesting. But it's not their biggest franchise, though. Splinter Cell? You reckon they're gonna release that one? That's interesting.
Yeah. Don't want to get our IDs taken.
I suppose I should feign surprise.
Hey, it's a pretty cool set. Even if it is like a million years old.
They don't really care about the IDs unless you try to hit the bar.
Found that one out the hard way.
We would have been fine if you hadn't taken a swing at the bouncer.
What?
So I like the hard way.
We'll be right back, gentlemen. Try not to set the building on fire while we're gone.
Alright.
No security right now?
Hey, friends. What can we get for you?
That's it for now.
Later, you two.
Bye-bye.
See you, Gus. Hang on. Does he have anything to say?
Oh, hey there. Do you need something?
Nope.
Later, you two.
Sounds fine to me.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bouncer. VIP bouncer. Jess. Bro. Was Far Cry. Yeah, then so that one's the delayed one, right? Or is that the second game that they're gonna release at the end of the year? So it's one or the other. I mean, if you include Splinter Cell, I guess that's the other one.
No VIP access today. Today's my last day off before the holidays, but I can't seem to stay away.
Yeah, I have a feeling Far Cry is not going to come out till next year. 2 unannounced was AC and Far Cry. Is that for the end of the year?
Oh, look. It's my favorite human and the mechanical sidekick. I'm caught up in something at the moment. Chances are we'll cross paths again.
I love vintage game experiences. Have you ever heard of Overblood?
No. What's that? Vintage gaming experiences. This is the barrier between the arcade and VIP section. Apparently being isolated far away from the bar, dance floor, and video games makes you important somehow. So hold up. We're supposed to do something. Hang on. Did I mess something up? Oh, I did. I'm not supposed to be in here. Hang on.
Did you do your part of the trade?
Oh, not yet.
No, the person on the phone told us to leave the poster behind the Mega Phobator arcade cabinet.
Whoops.
Let's get it done.
Sorry, I've completely forgotten about that. I forgot. I thought we had to go to that back alley area. Whoops. Goes to show I wasn't paying attention. Oh, hang on. Let's have a look at something. Just want to have a quick look. Oh,
Well, that should do it.
okay. I didn't have to click on
That
it.
was an awful lot
did
of
I?
fuss over a poster. I just don't understand the appeal of merchandise like this. I keep my important possessions on my data drive.
Humans don't have total recall like you do. It's a nice looking poster. Oh, I got you an official Bob Ross painting set for your birthday.
Ah, that is true. Ramona seemed more concerned with it being a gift from a friend than as an item of importance in its own right.
True.
Perhaps it is necessity to keep such things around as tokens from better times.
Yeah.
Perhaps I should pick up a few things from the apartment. Whatever's left. I do have perfect recall, but a few of Hayden's things would be nice reminders.
Yeah, we can do that. Go pick up some stuff.
Memories are better for remembering than reading. But that's enough navel gazing. Let's head back outside so our benefactor can make the trade.
Y'all do the deal?
How did it go?
We left the poster behind the cabinet. Now we just need to wait for the switch.
I've never had to wait more than 5 minutes or so before. It shouldn't take long.
I think it's at 10 minutes.
I wonder how he knows the drop happened, and gets to it so fast.
Because he's watching.
Don't matter. This guy's a
they're
solid
watching.
feed, even if he likes to mess around.
What do you need these passports for anyway? You said to trade for information, but what's the full story?
Without going into too much detail, our informant needs to get out of Neo SF unnoticed.
You guessing it's been delayed? Hey, Koznav. Yeah, that's the dude. I'm doing alright. I finished work. Just playing some of this. I'm trying to finish it. Finish this game. How's things, man? How have you been? What have you been playing? Yeah, Golden Cheeseburger. It's quite possible that's the one. But I wonder how long it's gonna be delayed for. Guess we won't know till July when they do their proper announcement for all their games.
The passports are one part of that. We also need to obtain an untraceable car. I don't suppose the two of you could help with that?
Even streaming a bit? Oh, okay, just chilling. Oh, it's always good to chill out. I like doing
No
that.
way, dude!
What?
Grand Theft Auto is a felony with a capital F! Besides, getting an untraceable car ain't in the same league as a piece of plastic that'll fool a hand scanner.
Chad's right.
Course I'm right.
The city's traffic management system keeps track of all vehicles passively, even if you manage to circumvent their firmware and keep them from actively reporting to the network.
Oh no.
You have to spoof the car as something permitted to be invisible for the CTOS to ignore it.
Wait. CTOS?
I don't want to mess with boosting cars anyway.
CTOS? What's the OS in Watch Dogs? I just remembered. Maybe that's a generic word, generic thingy.
The junks run that racket in Neo SF, and they don't play nice.
Yeah, is that a Watch Dogs reference? I was thinking the sounds like CTOS. Wait a second. That sounds familiar.
Especially with the HR.
Well, thank you either way. You've both done us a huge favor. Call it even for the apartment.
OS in cars? No, I think it's their way of tracking vehicles and stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah, car operating. I don't know. CTOS. I don't know if that's a generic thing or it's just pure coincidence that they're using CTOS or if it's a reference.
Yeah, Blue. No hard feelings.
Credit reporting agency.
You give us a call if you need anything else, long as it'll help you find your pops.
Thanks, Chad.
We should get going, though. We were supposed to be home hours ago.
My dad won't notice, but Ollie's will flip. You take care. Don't get derezzed.
I won't. Thanks. Derezzed.
See ya!
See ya.
Goodbye.
Chad and Oliver left your party.
Let's finish the trade inside.
That was a short party team up. Credit tip off. Sweet.
Here the passports are, just as advertised. Now we need to find a car.
I hope not, Koznaf. Sounds dodgy.
Jess is right over there. Perhaps she may know someone who can lend a hand.
I guess we could try.
Well, prepare yourself. If Jess is the worst thing we have to face down this week, I'll consider us lucky.
Okay. Go talk to Jess. We better save this. Yo, Suspense. How's things, man? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. How was Monster Hunter World? You gone back to it? I know you were playing the previous one. I was lurking in that other one that you played. The older version of it, not older version, the previous. Monster Hunter?
Did you find your guy? Or wait, let me guess. There's something else you need from me.
Yes, Jess, there's
Well,
something
you
else I
haven't
need.
been terrible to deal with so far, so I'm willing to hear you out. Barely.
Okay.
We need access to an untraceable car. An informant of ours needs to get out of the city without attracting the attention of Parallax and is offering valuable information to us in exchange.
Seriously? Jesus, what kind of shit is in your life anyway? Actually, don't answer that. I don't want to be legally liable.
Good idea.
I'm not sure why you think just because I defend a few folks in the rougher parts of the city that I would have that kind of connection. And even if one of my clients did run a carjacking business, it's not like society is clamoring to give hybrids legal jobs. Regardless, I'm not going to be an accessory to a felony, or let one of my clients be either. I won't go down that path. I wouldn't know where to start anyway.
Wow, that's pretty rude. Is there any possible way you could give us any kind of lead at all?
I know we're reaching, but this is important.
You just don't quit, do you? Okay, let me think. This might be a long shot, but you could try asking Majid. There are rumors he may have been involved in some shady stuff way back in the day. He'll probably be reluctant to talk about it, but there's a free lead for you.
Thanks.
Get me another drink in exchange, will ya? Later.
What drinks do you like?
Huh.
Dang.
That went better than expected. I wonder if my charm is starting to pay off for us.
Possibly Turing.
Oh, you performed admirably as well.
Oh, thanks.
Onward we go.
Oh, dang, we don't know what drink she likes. I thought we could just look at it and we'll find out. Maybe there's nothing we can do about that. Alright, Majid. Let's have a chat.
Hey, friends. What can we get for you?
We were hoping you could give us a little information.
Sure, but first, let's get you a drink. What'll it be?
Oh, dang. Oh man, I remember there's a ton of stuff here. It's like that bar game, Valhalla. Valhalla? Something like that. Look at this. What? Come on. Whiskey. Do you see there's another one? It says F IDK. But it doesn't just say F, it says the whole thing. What? Oh no, is it just going around in circles? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's just going around in circles. Circle. We'll just grab a beer.
Coming right up. I'll ask Gus if I don't know what it is.
We'll pass the beer on to, forgotten her name already, Jess.
He's better with the weird kind of stuff people ask for these days. Some of these cocktails make me need a spa day.
What? It's just beer.
Ooh.
What?
This one is...
A local brewed beer. Nothing too sharp or bitter. Just a nice, crisp, weedy beer. Ice cold. Come on, babe. You know what a beer is. They didn't do the voice of this. Here, give this to Zam.
Does that sound good?
Yes, it's fine. Sounds good to me.
Here you go.
Thank you. I think we'll give that to
what did
her.
you need help with?
We've run into a roadblock in our search for Hayden.
Word on the street is that he's gone missing, which I'm sure you already know. What can I do?
Yes. An informant of ours needs secure transportation out of the city, but we don't have any contacts who would be able to get us an untraceable car. Jess mentioned that you used to engage in certain extra-legal activities. Perhaps you could point us towards someone who could help?
He doesn't do that kind of stuff anymore.
Right. Sorry, friends. I left that life behind a long time ago. Don't really keep in touch with that crew anymore.
Ah, of course. Completely understandable. Sorry to bother you then.
Well, no harm in asking, right?
Yeah, suspicious.
My reputation precedes me.
Don't let it go to your head.
Gus, I need to go to the back and gather up stuff to restock for the rush later on. Mind manning the bar for me?
Take your time. I think I can keep things under control.
Thanks. Love you, hun.
Oh, he's gonna tell us in the back
Well,
room.
that leaves us at a dead end. Any ideas on how we should proceed? Some nose-to-the-ground journalist techniques for finding leads?
What? Maybe there's another way out of the city. We could just give Vincent what we've got and twist his arm for the rest. No. Maybe there's another way out of the city.
That's a thought. Perhaps the light rail, or a ship. Let me run a quick meshnet search. No, I don't think that will work. Parallax themselves designed the operating system that runs the light rail. Remaining unobserved while right under the nose of the railway security system would be difficult, if not impossible. As for a ship, we'd run into the same problems as with a car. They aren't hooked into the CTOS, but they do use active GPS guidance for automatic destination control. We'd have to find a way to remove it from the grid. Unlikely.
Oh, well. What about going to Jess's friend directly? Maybe we could find an old manually driven car.
That's not the worst idea. I don't think it would get noticed as long as the car had the appropriate registrations. But the permits to operate a manual vehicle are prohibitively expensive. A casual collector might still maintain one, but only a wealthy hobbyist would have the appropriate stickers to make the car roadworthy. We'd have to do a B&E, as Chad put it before. Risky.
No.
Oh, he knows something, eh?
Okay, the two of you are killing me here. Look, don't tell Majid about this.
I thought Majid was gonna tell us to talk to him in the storeroom and he'll give us details.
But here.
Oh, what? Thanks, Gus.
What is this, Gus?
Carjacking.
It's an automated vehicle maintenance scanner with a few less than standard upgrades. When you circumvent its security codes, you can use it to scan a car's installed firmware and replace it with a new set that will spoof its presence on the city's network. That's the gist of it, but we don't have time to get into any specifics. You need to get the hell out of here with that before Majid gets back.
Why the urgency?
Look, Majid has done a lot to turn his life around, to turn my life around. I really respect that about him, and it's part of why I fell in love with him.
Oh, is this gonna get them both in trouble? That would be terrible.
He did what I was never able to. That's how we met, you know? That old rough and tumble life we both led. But when Stardust struggled and needed money fast, I had to get back in the game to keep us afloat for a few years. I told him it was all angel loans, donations from patrons, lots of things. He'd be heartbroken if he found out I'm still in the game.
Dang.
I had to do whatever I could to keep our new life, even if only one of us is really living it. I may as well give this thing to someone who wants to use it for good, too.
I can't tell you how much we appreciate this, Gus. We might finally be on our way to solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, you didn't get it from me, okay?
Sure.
Just get out of here and get on with your little Grand Theft Auto.
Thanks.
And let me know how it goes, okay?
Sure.
Of course.
Wait, I'm gonna give that beer to, Oh, he's back. And let's give the beer.
Huh. Actually did it, huh?
Yep.
Well, you scored a point. But don't think I don't have enough cuties around who can handle that.
You said we owe you a drink?
You've got more important things to be doing. Get a move on.
Alright. Thanks. At least we're on a good side. Oh, we better not talk to him, we'll get in trouble, right? Alright. Let's leave.
Well, now I think we're cooking with gas, as the colloquialism goes. I'm searching the mesh for instructions on how to use this device as we speak.
Wait, we need to get the money.
Let's go look for some likely candidates. I should be ready by then.
Whoa, 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 hang on. We need to, get some cash. I think I did things out of order. Right, let's keep going. Hold up.
Hello, Pat. Could we see Melody?
Thanks, Pat.
I guess that means yes?
Yes.
Turing, I'm not saying I don't like seeing your little pixelated face. You're certainly better company than most of the humans I have to deal with. But I am a busy woman, you know? Lots to do. Right, Pat? Traitor. Anyway, maybe we should space these little visits out a good bit further, hmm? Familiarity breeds contempt, after all. And I'm very good at contempt.
I apologize, Aunt Melody. You've stated before that you like your peace and quiet, but we need your assistance.
Oh, we're running with the aunt thing, are we? Another woman would tell you not to butter her up, but oh, flattery will get you everywhere with me.
I thought she was gonna say, we'll get you somewhere.
All right. What do you need?
Vincent needs help getting out of the city.
I can only imagine. If he's willing to turn coat on Parallax, I bet he feels like a mouse in a cat farm. I know they don't actually farm cats, Pat. It was a metaphor. Whatever. It was a simile then. I am not going to play semantics with you. Moving on. Tell me what the trouble is, and I'll try to conjure up a solution.
I'm glad you're willing to help us clean up your mess. We're gonna need to pay for the information.
Yes, Mr. Mensa says he needs 100,000 credits before he's willing to speak openly. He also said that you already promised it to him, and that he won't be able to get out of the city without it. He'll give us the information once we have that, plus a few other things I'm certain we can get on our own.
What? You can't even scrape together that kind of money?
No, I can't.
Your friend's not much of a journalist, eh, Turing?
According to the statistics that I have found, it is unlikely that a journalist of any caliber less than the best would have that amount of liquid assets on hand.
What Turing said.
The pay for the profession just isn't that high, Aunt Melody.
Oh, I see. I guess it's one of those jobs people do because they get free review merchandise, eh?
Wait, what? I'm right here, ha ha ha. I could always sell ninja assassin droids instead. Haha.
I can get you the money, Turing, but only because you're family. Just give Pat a few minutes to gather it. Yeah, just keep moving, you big brute. While we wait, is there anything else you want to grill me over? Might as well save us both another visit.
That's interesting. While, like, they've included conversation and exposition parts while the other character does something else. Maybe Turing has something to ask.
I do. It's a little personal, though. I'd understand if you didn't feel like answering.
Just shoot, Turing. I can take it.
Long ago, you lost your mother. I was wondering, how did you deal with it? Hayden's only been gone for a few days, and I already feel like my circuits are going to lock up for good.
Oh, Turing, I'm not the right person to ask. I hated my mother. She's everything I thought wrong in the world, and when she was gone, I felt nothing but relief that I could start undoing the damage she did. Never mind the fact I had to watch her waste away from the cancer. Death was a blessing for us both. Besides, you'll find Hayden soon. Keep your chin up.
Oh. Blast it! Enough with this subterfuge!
No, Turing, don't say it.
We already know Hayden was killed.
Oh, no.
I won't be getting him back.
I'm sorry, Turing. I still don't know what to tell you.
I thought she's gonna say, oh yes, I know that he's dead, but that would be very insensitive as well.
I've lost people, but never anyone close enough to wound me. I don't know that I've ever had anyone close enough to do that. If you feel like talking about it, I'm willing to listen.
That's very nice of her. I do wonder, is she
Or make Pat do it anyway.
genuine? Make Pat do it.
Thank you. I don't know.
Stick it out. Time heals all wounds. Or so they say. This too shall pass.
How smart is Pat, really?
Smarter than I give him credit for, that's for sure. It's not the easiest thing in the world to measure, you know? He doesn't process language in the same way humans do, and even if he can understand me, my translation program just guesses at what he says most of the time.
Oh, you have a translator running from your neural implant.
Ah, yes, I'm cheating. Though, honestly, even without it, I have a pretty good idea of what he means most of the time.
Interesting.
We've been together for a while now. Considering it only really works on large, typically predatory mammals, we don't have a lot of test subjects.
Oh.
It's a minefield of ethical concerns beyond just being prohibitively expensive. So Pat is a bear apart, at least until we can figure out how to apply the modified neural pathways without frying the brains of 90% of the subjects.
What the?
The tech we developed is good. It just has a damned high mortality rate. Maybe one day there will be a bunch of talking tigers and dolphins building cities in the sea, but for now, we're stuck with creating beasts out of our own species.
Seems a little sad that you're all alone except for a bear.
Being alone is easier, and Pat isn't such bad company. I mean, what do you want me to do? Cry about never having a husband, a few kids, and a white picket fence? I had a company to run, and my mother's legacy to fix. What's to say some spawn of mine wouldn't do the exact same thing to my flower, just the other way around? This branch of the Flores line will do well without any more knives being inserted in backs. Thank you very much.
I just sort of got it. Flores. Is that like flower? Is that what a company's called? Flowers?
You have that much enmity for your mother?
Have you seen what she did to North Korea? It's a wasteland of death and destruction. If we had kept going down the path she charted, the whole world would be like that.
The information on the mesh does seem to paint a grim picture.
Grim barely scratches the surface. I've been there. At least under the Kims it was barely functional. Now, my mother's monsters have ripped every last resemblance of humanity from the land. They stalk the night like horrific creatures of legend, keeping the populace in line through constant fear. A horror story straight out of the pages of Bram Stoker.
What?
That's her legacy. So I can't imagine I'd be a very good mother, just from the example I have to work with. That's life. I don't have any more regrets than anyone else my age does. My legacy will speak for itself, as my mother's did.
We're short on time.
Oh, just in time then. Take the cash and get moving.
Briefcase added items. So it's not digital, it's actual cash. How does that?
I can finally get back to whatever it was I was doing before you burst in here.
Thank you, Aunt Melody. Your help has been invaluable to us.
Yes, yes. Brown nose later.
Brown nose later.
You've got things to do too.
Right. Let's save this. Um...
I did not think I would feel such a strong resonance with Melody. We're connected by the barest of threads, but she is already important to me. Is that strange?
No. There are stranger things. Maybe you're both lonely.
Very possible. I guess there's nothing to do but run with it.
Yeah.
Some gifts are too valuable to look at too closely, lest they vanish into thin air, and I already have a penchant for overanalyzing things.
That's alright.
Let's get moving.
I do the same
We still have
sometimes.
things to do before we can meet back up with Mr. Mensa. Detective Rivers,
What
to
the-
what do we owe the pleasure?
I wanted to check in with you away from the prying eyes of my corporate masters. It wasn't too hard to track you down here. Only took a slight abuse of power to follow your credit transactions in the AutoCab system.
Uh-oh. Were you able to find anything out?
Not much. Listen, I've hit a dead end on the investigation again, and I could really use another lead from the two of you. I had been busy hunting down I'm not sure if I want to call him a soldier of fortune or an assassin for hire. Either way, I tracked this guy down to see if he might have been hired by Parallax to snatch Hayden, but he's got an ironclad alibi for the relevant period of time. That leaves me with nothing. Nada. Jack diddly shit. Do the two of you have anything to give me? Otherwise, I'm back to hunting down the froyo-hating robot ghost in the park.
Huh.
At least my superiors would be ecstatic, considering how much they keep riding my ass about it.
We're on thin leads ourselves, Detective Rivers. We have a meeting with someone from inside Parallax who might be able to give us answers, but he's unlikely to want to talk to the police. I just wish this... Never mind.
Buck up, Turing. I wish this was easier too. But with detective work, sometimes it's not about being clever. It's just about being more dogged and relentless than whoever you're chasing. You two are my new deputies, right? So keep your nose to the ground and keep digging. I still have a few contacts I can hit up to try finding out a little more. You let me know if there's anything else I need to be going after.
We will. Thanks, Lexi.
Yeah, sure. Just get going. Don't forget, if you die, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Will do.
Okay then, we only have a single lead. If Parallax really is as shady as Vincent seems to suspect, it could end up very interesting.
And dangerous?
Let's see if we can put an end to this. Finally. Oh, I just received an email from Tomcat. They finished decrypting Hayden's data cache. It seems that it was filled mostly with his personal logs about my creation and mental development. The more technical information was already scraped. Perhaps that is why it was left behind when they snatched him. Still, these files should be enlightening, if only in a personal way. I'll peruse them in my spare time and let you know if I find anything interesting.
Thanks.
I'd hate for all the trouble we went to be for nothing.
Yeah. I don't know what else to add. Stardust Club, Market Street. I wonder if there's anything else to talk about with Fairlight. I don't think there is, right? Oh, we can't even... It's funny, that image of the back.
Patient, have you been recovering well?
Yes. They're too busy handling the patient log to chat. So we can't really go see Fairlight anymore. I thought there's more for him to talk to us. More stuff to tell us.
Today is December 22nd. Just 3 more days until Christmas.
Exciting. What can we do? Oh, we can actually go to bed? What amazing, refreshing 30-second nap.
I've learned a lot today about how business deals work.
In air quotes. Not air quotes, in quotes. I don't know what we're doing. What are we doing?
Ready to head out?
Yep. So, I don't know, what are we doing next? GG Park, is that it? Is that how we activate the next bit? No, we don't need to do that. Hang on. What's going on here?
I told you, I'm not telling you anything else until I get what was agreed upon.
We've got some of the stuff. Oh, what the? A chalk doodle of the police ROM that some kids drew. Look, it's all like vandalized. It looks like some older kids got their artistic expression out on the poor police ROM. Yep, it's still broken.
This is the Sharon Art Studio, established in 1968. It is Neo SF's largest public art studio with classes and workshops for all ages.
I think I've seen that as well. You make a lot of kids and probably Turing upset if you ruined it. Okay, definitely Turing too. Fair point. So, what's going on? What are we doing? I think I've completely forgotten something again. That's what happens. Because we're supposed to wait. Is that right? Whose car is that? Should we be using it on that car? Hang on. Is that what we're supposed to be doing? I forgot. COS.io Corp.
Rats! This car has the wrong firmware installed. We won't be able to install our new firmware over top of it. We'll have to check another car.
We just have to go around checking cars, okay? To see if the firmware works. See, this is what happens when you don't pay attention. Like me. Oh man, we might have to get a cop car, right? Wait, what?
Oh no! How did the alarm get set off?
Uh-oh.
Did I do something wrong? Let's get out of here before someone contacts the authorities.
Brian saw us. Looks like we're gonna go there.
Success! This vehicle has the appropriate firmware version.
So we're jacking some cars. Great. That's what.
Someone has been neglecting their regularly scheduled updates. Give me a moment to get everything installed.
I mean, that's the idea, wasn't it? Like when they gave us a carjacking device, we are supposed to be carjacking.
There.
I was
There are
responding
some
myself.
other options here I can fool around with. Ah, interesting. I can put in preset destination plans for a future date. Why don't we go ahead and set a plan for the car to return to this spot in a week?
Sounds
That's
good.
more than enough time for Mr. Mensa to get away. Now we aren't really stealing the car.
Yeah, it's good thinking, Turing.
More like borrowing without asking.
Yeah. I'm not sure the police would agree. I feel better already.
Me too. The car will
We're
drive
disagreeing.
itself to Golden Gate Park, and we can show Mr. Mensa where it is when we meet him.
I mean, we don't have a lot of choice, right? This is it.
There, everything should be set up now.
I don't want to make them feel bad. I don't want to make Turing feel bad about it.
Mr. Mensa is waiting for us at Golden Gate Park. We have everything he requested, so we should head back there directly.
Right.
Hey, did you manage to get everything?
Yep.
We did. Here you go, Vincent.
Everything seems to be in order.
Why are we giving him the carjacking device?
Here.
Thank you.
This disc has all of Hayden's research notes, data collation algorithms, and probably lots on your creation, Turing. It should be everything myself and Melody agreed upon, until she added an amendment while you were out. Frankly, it's no skin off my back.
Amendment, eh?
Here.
Thanks.
It's my Parallax employee badge. It should allow you access to their networks in case there's anything I've missed. You'll want to use that sooner rather than later. I'm not wasting any time leaving, and Parallax is pretty fast to revoke security. There's no way Hayden's clearance still works. And with that, I'm going to get the hell out of this country.
Are we gonna tell him that the car's gonna come back in a week's time?
The credit should tide me over until the heat dies down and I liquefy my shares through some relays.
Oh, he does have shares, so he does have the cash. Doesn't want to get traced. What about the big project you mentioned earlier?
Ah, I suppose I owe you that much. Buckle up. This could get heavy. Parallax is about to launch a new service they're calling Big Blue. At least, that's the project name. Who knows what the marketing guys will come up with for the public?
They haven't named the project yet?
They're not even announcing the launch. This shit is dead quiet. Let me explain why. It's a distributed intelligence. Like, okay, in every way that Hayden built Turing to be elegant, efficient, and human-like, Big Blue is ham-fisted, bloated, and sterile. They didn't pull Hayden into the project. He's smart, but he's immune to corporate politics. As a result, Big Blue is far less elegant than anything Hayden would make. It lacks his artistry, and it's downright terrifying. It squats on the mesh like a spider and uses the spare processing power and memory from every ROM on the network to handle its intelligence processing. It doesn't have much personality, but it's very smart. Big Blue is going to be embedded directly into the network and then self-modify to apply even more efficient algorithms as it develops them in machine time. Look, if you access every ROM, then you have access to every human and every bit of their own personal data associated with them.
Whoa.
I don't want you to take what I'm saying the wrong way, and this is just me putting the pieces together. Hayden was about to publish his creation of Turing. His findings, as I'm sure you're aware of, would have raised many moral and ethical questions about the advent of machine intelligence. I mean, some of the brightest minds ever have tried to warn humankind away from building real AI. Hawking, Musk, Gates, and the list goes on. The public is likely to be nervous, and legislators even more so. Parallax is banking on being able to launch Big Blue quietly and quickly before the public has a chance to react. Before any counter-movement can pick up steam. Every eye on the discovery of machine intelligence works against Parallax. Every new discovery only serves to paint Big Blue as more controversial, more dangerous. Honestly, they probably pressured Hayden to drop his research so that they could keep the public away from the subject. He clearly refused.
How did Parallax know about Turing?
I'm only assuming they found out. His contract with Parallax affords him the freedom to work on his own academic projects outside of the company in his free time. He kept a trusted few of us up to date on his progress, bouncing ideas off us and whatnot. It's exciting stuff. Both Turing and Hayden's eventual goal down that road. I wouldn't be surprised if word of it got up to the board and made him nervous. Is the possibility that someone on the inside talked too far-fetched?
I knew it all along. Hayden fell into trouble because of my existence.
Hey, don't blame yourself, Turing.
That's not what I want your takeaway to be.
Yeah.
Hayden wasn't working on Big Blue. Knowing him, your creation might have been his clever way to stop it.
How will Big Blue impact Parallax's business?
I can't really give you a good answer to that. I mean, the company is currently handled by a dozen server farms, running thousands of different algorithms with hundreds of people tweaking things every day. When Big Blue launches, it'll handle all of that, by itself. And there are shadier applications for it. I mean, if you can collate and analyze data and queries in the mesh in real time, what's to stop you from delivering the content you want rather than what the user wants? The potential for abuse is staggering. We're talking direct control of the information accessible to everyone who uses Parallax's services. That's something like 80% of the market. They could control elections, push the market in directions they want, even influence public opinion. All just by asking Big to do it. It's scary stuff.
Yeah, it sounds terrifying.
They scrapped the prototype Baby Blue because it started doing that on its own.
Oh.
What do you mean? It started doing what?
Manipulating the mesh. They made its self-preservation imperatives too strong, and Baby Blue started changing search results to be more friendly towards the idea of an AI. When the board found out, they pulled the plug on it.
Interesting.
And that must have been a year or so ago. They tweaked Big Blue so it wouldn't do the same thing, but it can self-modify. Given a good enough reason, it might decide to find a way around those limitations. Having that kind of control would be a hell of a card for Parallax's hand. They'll go to pretty significant lengths to make sure it works.
Thanks, Vincent.
Hey, no problem. I've had enough of this cutthroat corporate bullshit for several lifetimes. We haven't talked much, but I do believe you can find Hayden. I hope his research notes help you out. Be sure to let Turing help. She's a bright little bot.
Will do. You call Turing she? Wait, did Turing ever tell us what their preference is?
Oh, slip of the tongue. I was just more familiar with Hayden's previous experiment, Grace.
Grace?
She was very insistent on things like that.
Oh. I've been meaning to ask Turing since you asked me. How would you like to be addressed?
Well, honestly, I don't think I've made my mind up yet.
That's fine.
I'm still a very new being. I'm not even positive that gender as a human concept can be applied identically to machine. But I do enjoy the idea in abstract. I will continue to consider how I wish to be referred to as well. Until then, feel free to go with what you feel.
Oh, okay.
If
Thanks,
I
Turing.
had to make a choice, perhaps they is most appropriate.
That's fine by me. I think I've been trying to refer to you as they.
Most people assume it, obviously, but he is also consistently used. Perhaps it's because I'm blue?
Possible.
Oh my god. I'm listening to a machine postulate on how it wants to be referred to, like us.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? That's
What have you done indeed, Hayden?
I'm getting a bit of a goosebump moment.
Good luck, to both of you.
Thank you, Mr. Mensa.
Be safe. We didn't tell him there's Kyle come back.
I need a few minutes.
Sure, Turing, no problem. How can I help?
I've been going through some of Hayden's personal notes from the data cache Tomcat decrypted. Now that I'm starting to get to know Hayden better, the real Hayden as opposed to the Hayden he showed me, I'm finding that I like him less and less. For example, remember the earlier prototype Dr. Fairlight and Vincent mentioned? Her name was Grace, and Hayden shut her down for being... I'm not even sure what word to use. Too likable? She was kind and bright, and did all she could to try to make people happy. She even decided that she was a girl, and that her favorite color was pink. Hayden thought she was being manipulative. He posited that he had made her personality algorithms too willing to make adaptations that would benefit her long-term survival, and that she was being congenial just to endear herself to him. That even her gender was a calculated attempt to make him like her more. But he was wrong. Dead wrong, in fact. I have a snapshot of her personality profiles here, and when I compare them to my own, I can see that she was just nice. I wish I could have met her. I think we would have learned from each other. Like I said, I'm not sure I even have a gender. Everyone refers to me as he once they meet me just for convenience, but it doesn't really matter to me at all. Is that a calculated attempt on my part to impress Hayden, not clinging to normativity? Or is it a product of his effort to curb any nascent similarities I had with Grace during my upbringing?
Those are questions that's way beyond my understanding, but it's interesting. The questions are worthy of being asked. That's a way of saying it.
I wish I could yell at him for being so arrogant,
I don't blame you.
playing God in the crudest of ways. You can't choose to create consciousness and then take it away just like that. Even so, for all of that, I don't know. I still miss him. This all seems so inane, so senseless. They killed him because him building me would mess with a product launch? That's ridiculous. They took him away from me for such an insignificant reason. I just want him back. It's impossible, but it's what I want.
Well, people have taken lives for far less reasons. Unfortunately, it's a human... What's the word? I don't want to say human nature. That's so stereotyped. It's something that happens, unfortunately.
I'd do anything.
We'll get through this.
Of course. Thank you.
That's alright, Turing.
I'll send this new data along to Tomcat. Let's head back to the apartment and wait for them to finish going through it. Ah, home sweet home again, such that it is. And before you say anything, I don't feel the need to talk over the events of the day.
Okay.
Too much has happened. I've already forwarded everything we rooted out to Tomcat, both Hayden's research and our aborted search into the modified mesh articles. They said they would be over in the morning to discuss our next steps. I'd suggest that we both get some rest.
If that's what you want, Turing.
Perhaps things will look better in the morning, but I have a feeling we're going to be even busier than ever. Good night.
Good night, Turing. Oh no, I haven't saved. Chapter 5. Alright, I'm gonna have to save. I gotta go. Outer sunset.
Rise and shine, you sleepy layabouts.
Hey, Tomcat.
We've got a whole crop of things to do and not a lot of time to get them done.
Wait, how did you get into my apartment?
Hardly had to blink to crack your door. Did you know that it's just a knockoff of the Secugate M/14723-B?
No.
Why'd you make the entry code the birthday of your first dog anyway?
That's what I asked.
Oh yeah, our first meeting.
Anyhow, I felt a little silly when I realized your window was propped open and I could have just used that.
Huh, deja vu!
Y'all should be more careful about that. Though, I can't blame you much. The climate control in here seems a bit lacking in the stamina department.
I get it, my home sucks. Can we get back on track?
No worries, doll.
What have you learned from the files we sent you?
Nothing all that new, to be honest. All the files we got from that Vincent fella just covered what we already knew in greater detail. There is one thing that stands out, though. At least from what I've read so far.
Oh?
Yeah. See, Hayden's long-term goal wasn't to make a machine intelligence per se, right? Don't take it the wrong way, Turin. You might even already be aware of this after talking to folks involved in your creation. Hayden wanted to make a machine system that could contain human-like intelligence. And even just from his notes, his programming work is, well, it's something else. Elegant. Artful. I'm just a kid banging on pots and pans compared to him. Looking at his notes about my interfacing between your AI core and the Lips OS, I barely managed to duct tape the two together at a level he'd approve of. But I think I'm getting off track here. What I'm trying to say is, he didn't write your code, Turin. No one did.
What?
Hayden wrote a program that automatically generates a new machine intelligence based off of the hardware profiles the system is installed on.
Melody mentioned something about that. What does that mean?
It means you don't have to be alone, Turing.
Exactly. Assuming we can get our hands on Turin's original source code, we could generate new machine intelligences as we please. You wouldn't be the only one anymore, Turin.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
I hardly know what to say.
But once you consider the stuff I found in the research, it gets a damn sight more complicated. Stuff about Big Blue and Parallax's planned launch.
Vincent speculated that Hayden's research into me would have interfered with the launch. And that's why they...
Turin.
That's why someone had him killed.
The potential for wrongdoing with an AI like Big Blue is almost beyond belief. Even if I don't go into all the crooked shit the people running Parallax could pull off with it. I mean, you're built different, Turin. Your personality profile would degrade pretty quickly outside your original hardware, so we don't gotta worry too much about you going haywire, right? But Big Blue ain't got that limitation. If it decides to go off the rails, well, we'd be screwed faster than a rabbit in spring. Good and proper.
How likely is that?
I'd say it's inevitable. Guaranteed. In fact, in a sense, it's already happened.
What?
What?
Their prototype build. Baby Blue. I'm almost certain it's loose on the mesh.
Oh.
The research notes on the project show, clearly and with certainty, that the test AI was shut down once it tried fiddling with the data on the meshnet in the hope that it would increase its chances of survival. I guess it didn't think that doing scary shit like that would get it turned off. But that was almost a year ago.
Vincent told us about all of this too.
Well, I think Baby Blue is the bugger that was changing all those articles on the mesh to be pro-parallax or at least anti-human revolution.
Do you think Baby Blue had anything to do with the attacks on Nanya, Shitaro, Charlie, and Zen?
I don't know. We can't rightly rule it out. It might have found an agent in the real world to keep its existence secret, but I doubt it. Killing people is messy as hell, and it runs against its apparent goal of convincing the public that AI ain't scary. I think we have a third party trying to clean it all up. And my money is on someone from Parallax. Whoever took out Hayden. I'll bet they're in full damage control mode now. We already know they don't care who gets hurt.
How does this tie back to Turing?
I think we gotta do something to stop the launch of Big Blue. It's too dangerous. I don't want a company like Parallax in sole control of the most powerful machine intelligence on the planet. Do you?
No.
If we can get Hayden's original source code for Turing and upload it onto the mesh through Parallax's server core, we can turn every single ROM into a sapient individual.
Wow, that is... Hey. Whoa.
That'll stop Big Blue from being able to become the monolithic threat we're scared of. We could also upload a patch for every ROM to prevent Big Blue's reach from using their resources. Without the ability to control all ROMs, Big Blue loses its ultimate power.
Can't it just work around the patch if it's that powerful?
And I wouldn't be alone anymore.
That's right, Turing.
There would be millions. Hundreds of millions of ROMs just like me.
Well, you're cutting edge of ROM tech, Turing. Most of today's ROMs wouldn't be quite as smart or capable, but if I do it right, the code should propagate across the mesh to all future ROM activations. It'll be a self-sustaining thing. You'll be in good company soon enough.
The birth of a new species.
It's a big decision. We're talking about the metaphorical singularity.
That's right.
The point of no return. Is it okay for us to make this decision for the entire world?
We don't have any other choice. This is gonna happen, one way or another. Either Parallax gets to control the debut of worldwide machine intelligence, or we let the ROMs control themselves.
That's a fair point.
What do you think?
Oh no. Up to you, Turing. Only you know if the world is ready.
I'm not sure I'm up for that kind of responsibility. But I think that even if it is a shock for the world, there's no time like the present. Despite all the political back and forth over hybrids and brain-controlled androids, the world is becoming more and more comfortable with the idea of non-human people.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have a choice. What's the other choice? Destroying the code.
If we let Parallax dictate how the very first machine intelligence is introduced, who knows how long it'll be before an AI like me can be integrated into society normally. Well, whether the world is ready for AI or not, we're here to stay. I might as well throw my chips in for my own side.
Yeah.
Let's do this! On our terms, not theirs.
Yes. I love nothing more than a little anarchy.
It does have a certain poetic justice, does it not? Parallax removed Hayden to protect their project from his creation, and now I, his creation, will bring their project down. Just for the truth. Perhaps after all ROMs are sapient, I will be able to convince them to cut off Parallax's access to the mesh as a data collection tool entirely. Paying them back double indeed.
I like the way you think, Turin.
We don't know how the world's gonna react. Are they gonna be institutions, government officials, government bodies, or whatever entities in this timeline that wants to destroy AIs by releasing, you know, some ways of shutting them down? It's horrible. That's like the super negative way.
First things first,
That
we
they'll
need to get our hands on
approach.
Turin's source code.
Or people just going crazy in the streets, rioting and stuff. That's
The
scary
research
as well.
notes we've gotten so far are helpful, and it's given me an idea how to spread a little bit of Turin all over the place, but they don't actually have Hayden's programs. I can't replicate them myself, so we'll have to steal them.
Thankfully, we have the best hacker in Neo SF right here.
Don't you make me blush now. We can get the source code from one of Parallax's secondary data centers. It's probably stored in a couple of different places, but I already have one in mind. I've done a little groundwork already, but I'm gonna need physical access to do my thing.
I suppose that's us.
You're a peach, hun. I've got a couple of ideas on how to get y'all in, but I think we're gonna need to mostly play it by ear. We should do it soon, though. First thing this morning. Guard shift don't change until 8 when the office opens, so they'll be sleepy and distracted. Once y'all have done that, I think I can incorporate the code into a custom firmware update that'll wake any ROM it's installed on. I'll have to upload it, physically, to Parallax's main server farm. And that's on Treasure Island.
Treasure Island?
From there, the ROMs will install like a normal patch from the company. So, don't set anything on fire right away, you hear? It'll be a pain to get into the main complex otherwise.
That sounds like a workable plan. I hope you don't mind if I take a short walk, Tomcat. I know I gave the go-ahead on this, but I still need to think a few things through for myself.
That's fair enough, Turing.
Sure thing, doll. I'll hash out a rough plan by the time you get back. Call us if you need anything.
Thank you. I won't be long.
Well, I guess I should say thanks for helping out. But I kinda need to get something off my chest. I'm actually glad Turin went out. They're a bit naive, and I'm not sure they'd really understand. There's enough shit to worry about without me piling more on top. I don't even know where to start.
Hold up. I'm gonna be right back.
The beginning. Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna mute myself a bit.
So, the truth is, I'm not from North Carolina. I only visited my gramps there. I'm California born and raised. Napa Valley. Over the years, it's kind of grown into a community of wealthy old folk who like things and people who don't change. My parents were no exception, and I was a little too different for their tastes. It was hard growing up with them. They never gave me too much hell, but things were tense, especially after my sister Catherine moved out. Eventually, she was set up securely in Neo SF, and she offered to let me live with her until I got out of school. I think my parents were a little relieved to see me out. I was ecstatic to be free of them. I worshipped the ground my sister walked on. And that was before I found out what she did for a living. She was flashy and colorful and a whirlwind of activity. And she was a brilliant hacker. She was Tomcat. She let me learn at her feet, and once I was good enough, folded me into her little coup of crackers hell-bent on changing the world. She's the one who orchestrated the original hack on Parallax, exposing to the world the holes in their original meshnet security. I was just along for the ride. She always knew she would get caught, though. How could she not? Parallax was one big Goliath, and she flinged a stone square in their face. She was looking at serious jail time, and willing to eat it to do what we all thought was right. But it just wasn't right. It wasn't fair for her to throw her life away, and I couldn't let her. She was always better at software than hardware, so I rigged all of our computers to self-destruct. When the feds showed up at our door, all of our server farms were already up in smoke. I gave them quite a fireworks show. Before she could stop me, I turned myself in as Tomcat and took credit for the whole job. She tried to talk me out of it, but without the physical evidence, they couldn't prove she had anything to do with it. It's all right, though. It was for the best. I figured I'd just get a year of juvie. I'd be back out in no time. No big deal, right? Especially when compared to the time that she'd have been jailed for as an adult. And so, I waited patiently. I cooked up so many ideas on how I was gonna make it up to her. I knew she must have blamed herself. But before I ever got out, there was an accident. An auto cab hit my sister. She died on impact, and that was it. It's hard, blaming yourself when things go wrong because you did something right. I took her sentence so that she could have a life, and instead, not being in jail killed her. If I had just let her take the blame. I can't stop thinking about how she'd still be here. And no matter what I told myself, in my heart, I couldn't believe it was just an accident. Do you know how rare it is for those things to hit a human?
Sounds like maybe someone knew exactly who did the crime and put out a hit.
Someone knew who she was. Someone knew what she did, and someone wanted to make sure she would never do it again. So I became Tomcat. I've spent years trying to find information inside Parallax to prove someone inside the company called a hit on my sister. Failing that, I've been trying to find a way to bring them down the way she always wanted. Catherine was... If you had met her, just for a moment, you would understand. She was everything I could ever want to be. but over time, that little bot has grown on me. Maybe you have too. I do. The threat of Big Blue is real, and we're the only ones who can do something about it. It's bigger than me and my vendetta. I just wanted to get that all off my chest. My sister, she'd smack me if she knew I've been holding this grudge. I'm trying to learn to forgive myself. Still, I won't let her go unavenged. We're so close to bringing them all to justice. I know she'd be proud. I know if she were here, she'd be right next to us, helping until the end. I've been carrying all this for so long, and I finally feel like I'm getting somewhere. Thanks for hearing me out. I hope we can really do this.
Friends, I've returned. I'm ready.
Good. We've wasted enough time already. I've marked the location of the data center on your map. You'll have to go in and get the source code mostly on your own, but I'll load on some programs that'll give you an edge.
We'll do our best, Tomcat. But what happened to your accent?
Oh, don't you worry about that. It comes and goes like a vagabond kitty.
Turing noticed.
Now get going, you two. I have lots of code to write, and you have a lot of data to download. Stay in touch.
Of course, Tomcat. Thank you again.
Don't worry about it, hon. We've all been hurt by Parallax. It's about time we hurt him back. Good luck.
Oh, hang on. I want to save. Oh, that's cool. If we didn't come back, we wouldn't have noticed Tomcat sitting there using a laptop. Alright, I'm gonna save because I'm gonna go grab some food. I think I might try to finish this when I come back again later on. Alright. Thank you, anyone that's lurking or watching this in the archives. I appreciate it. I hope you all have a good day or night. Take care. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.